All right, back again. I can't believe how fast the light fades around here. It's like you're okay when you're outside in the open, but as soon as you get in anywhere there's a bit of shade or dark, it's just the light just disappears like really fast. So I wanted to get this done this morning, but I couldn't do anything until I knew I had the wow, is that ever? Yeah, this one's okay, there we go. That I knew I had my fleshing board and beams and everything all ready. I did a lot today. Getting the beaver stuff ready. Had to wash the beaver pelt. I just had to do so much stuff today. I'm just gonna go right down, start a line. Yeah, because I gotta get that beaver done tomorrow. Wow. Greasy and fat. Just push that off. A proper fleshing beam though, I tell you, there'd be nothing like it. That stuff is just made out of goodness. But nice thing about coons is they do flesh fairly easy. It's just a little hole in a raccoon is a big hole, just so you know. There are no little holes in a raccoon. It's just, oh, this is pushing nicely anyways here, or pulling nicely. Right down near the tails where you got to be careful, or down near the edges where you got to be careful. And also, right at the edge, don't leave any of this fat on because it all, you know, gums up the fur. But what I wanted to do today, predominantly, was just get this one done for sure. And then, because it's been quite a few days since I caught this thing. Well, not that long, but long for me. Usually I like to have them done within 1 or 2 nights of catching them. Not always the case, but take your time. Way easier to flesh than an otter, but the pelt is a lot more delicate too, so this method seems to be okay, but just get them started. And big stuff like this, just pull it off if you can. I have this tool. I never had a lot of success with this tool here, but just to rub a lot of the fat off. Started. But anyway. That's that. And the goal is to get him done before he starts to really freeze or anything. Big chunks. And the reason why I'm doing it in the bait pail, okay, is, well, the simple answer is he's in the bait pail because if, I might have to do that right on the, maybe try it. I got him started now, so I'm going to try it. Okay. The board might be too flat because there's a curve to the knife, right? So that's why you want to use the PVC pipe. But I find sometimes you just can't get enough of a. Yeah, I can come more on the cheek. No, I don't like that. Not enough of an arc, so. Well, at least now I know. Now I know. Although I see people doing it, like it's just. But it feels like my knife is going to dig in, so, and like I say, these guys are really easy to screw up, so I'll go with what I knew. But yeah, if you get a proper fleshing beam that way, that save you a lot of trouble. So certainly got the eyebrow. Come back over the ear. Around the ears it's kind of tricky. A lot of cartilage there. And behind the head here, get it started. Again, one major trick with coons is fully thawed when you start fleshing them. Make sure they're fully thawed. If not, you will cut them. ears. Might use the sharp side very carefully, just to get it started. There we go. Very yucky. Anyway, I'm going to keep going on them. I don't really want to talk while doing this as much because, but at least I got a little window there anyway. That got a bit of light. And raccoons, one thing I will say though is don't start them unless you can finish them. Best just keep them froze. You can't wait too long because things even while they're froze will still start to dry out and stuff like that. You don't want that. So up here at the lip. Use the sharp side of the blade just to get it going. This knife's a little bit big for that, but the very bottom of it's not as bad because you're going to be cutting that off anyways. But it's nice to get it up as high and clean as possible. So yeah, with all that grease and everything going in the bait pail, when I bring the bait pail out, the only thing I got to do is just, shut the trap, drop it off, and when this bait pail's full, I'll do the next animal, I'll do the next bait pail. And you just keep doing it like that, and that way you always got fresh bait, and you're doing killing two birds with one stone type of thing. That always makes life easier. Get as much of this fat off as possible. These guys are really greasy and fat and all that stuff, so get all the head stuff out. And get around the legs, just be careful because that's where the belly and the legs are always the delicate spots on most of these animals, so. But yeah, proper fleshing game is definitely something hopefully next year I'll have. Even though coons ain't worth much, it's that's the problem, they're not worth much, so screw ups cost you more. Because you're getting so little to begin with. So I don't necessarily target raccoons because they've never really been worth a lot. Although I've had some raccoons in the $45 range years ago. Right now, I don't think there's much of a market for raccoons. So you see the bruise mark where I hit him with the trap. One nice thing though, when you just get the right kind of, where it's not frozen but it's cool, it just like pushes right off. Again, I wish otters and beavers and all that were as easy to skin as a raccoon, or flesh as a raccoon. This guy, first raccoon in a while, it took me about, well, if I didn't screw up the tail, it would have only taken me 45 minutes. So get him repositioned, shut up the lip again, use the sharp side very delicately. Around the ears kind of tricky because it's all, anywhere there's looseness, you pay extra attention so you don't cut into the pelt. All the meatlets and bleh. Anyway, I'm going to save some of my memory, so. Again, I wanted to get this done earlier today, but I got so much done. I'll talk about it in other videos, how much I got done today. So I got my beaver board first set cut. I got the next raccoon board ready in case I catch another raccoon. I'm hoping not, because I don't want any more Racoons. Well, not that I don't want them, it's just they're, you know, they're not worth as much. So anyway, I'll show you when I get a little bit further.